Nowadays, almost anyone can be a source of information. So access to reliable sources is really key at this point in time. We think Google can play a role in identifying the authoritative sources. I'm Selina Connell, and I lead the partnership team working with news partners across Europe, Middle East, and Africa. The Google News Initiative is one of the most important ways, if not the most important way, that Google plays its part in sustaining an innovative and diverse news ecosystem. It's really at the core of Google's mission, the idea of relevant and useful information for everybody. The scale of the Google News Initiative is really impressive. It's allowed partners to really take stock, to work out what the issues are that they want to address, and then give them the time and the funds to experiment. Innovation and ideas have emerged from really different sorts of organizations, from the very large national to small local. All of us who work in this industry really do so from a sense of passion and belief in the importance of reliable and diverse information that's available to everybody.
It's an exciting time to be part of the African news landscape, right? We are finally seeing the diversity and depth of stories that truly reflect what it means to be African.
Pulse is about entertaining, informing, and engaging the youth of Nigeria. We're a completely digital news company. For us, it's about how do we get information that's important for this target audience in a way that they're going to want to engage with. There's already all these newspapers and there's these TV channels, but they're speaking to an older audience. And if you look at the population of Nigeria, nearly half can be considered a youth. So we saw this open space with these people that we connected with and wanted to speak to. Nigeria is a complex place, and there's a lot of different elements that are constantly changing, whether it's political, societal, religious. If you don't have access to truthful information that you can actually trust, it's really hard to be able to make your decisions that are important for you as a youth.
Hey guys, it's Sunday, and here are the highlights of the past week.
It is important for young Nigerians to engage with news because there's no way you can correct a system if you're outside the system.
Google provided a platform through GNI for us to say, hey, we will give you the money, you go out and try something different. We hired new people. We had a tech team come in, which was really new for us, to set a base for us to do continuous experimentation.
Le yindlela yam, olu luhambo lwam. Xa sibambisene singenza ngcono. Sibambisane ngesebe lothando.
We want to give rural communities the word, the opportunity to tell their stories. The aim of the Citizen Journalism Project was to, number one, empower and also develop. It puts people at the heart of the community to tell their stories. The Google News Initiative Fund helped us with this project by backing us financially. We reached 62 people from all 9 provinces within South Africa. And really, without their support, we wouldn't have been able to reach all these people within these rural communities. Mateka! Hey! Mateka was one of the first that applied. She had a passion for storytelling, for talking about issues that plague her community.
When you are a content producer, the main aim is for you to understand the people's needs. I've been wanting my stories to be heard. So I grabbed the opportunity because I know that I can tell stories, but I needed basics on how to tell my stories. The unknown heroes now are known through this platform and website.
There's no one right way to do news. There's not one blueprint that you have to follow. It's okay to try new things.
I think now more than ever, we can see the importance of local news in supporting the communities and giving answers that people can respond to in the choices they make in their daily lives.
Liban, il est à un tournant très important de son histoire. On ne sait plus qui nous sommes, c'est un moment important. Mais je crois au Liban, je crois aux Libanais, je crois à leur capacité en faire une nation, de s'entendre et puis d'arriver à une solution.
The problem was never not having good journalists in the Arab world. It was always a problem of media ownership. A lot of independent media is growing and maturing across the Arab world, and I think they are the future of journalism.
L'Orient le Jour essaye d'être un journal à la fois indépendant politiquement et indépendant financièrement. Trouver un nouveau modèle économique. On aimerait être soutenable, viable à long terme et préserver notre indépendance et la qualité de notre journalisme. Google est venu nous aider sur la construction, le développement de ce qu'on appelait l'Orient le Jour Club, un club de loyauté, de fidélité qui nous permet de proposer des offres et des services à nos lecteurs en fonction de leur intérêt. C'est la première fois qu'un média dans la région va au-delà de la simple offre d'information.
هناك ضرورة لبناء منصة إعلامية مستقلة تعطي الخبر الصح وتنشر الحقيقة. رصيف 22 منصة مستقلة وحرة تسعى لبناء مجتمعات ديمقراطية وحرة من خلال إعلام وصحافة حرة. جوجل رح تساعد رصيف 22 بأنها توصل لمرحلة اللي فيها استدامة، فيها sustainability، فيها استدامة، فيها استقرار نوعاً ما.
Daraj is an independent media owned by journalists. Our signature content, what we really take pride in, is our investigative journalism. We've grown a good reputation in Lebanon. The loyalty is towards the audience itself. It's important because better informed societies are more powerful, so they know they can trust this content that they are getting. We know that in order to grow and become more independent, we need to scale our production. We're never going to be able to do that without introducing technology.
Whitebeard's primary mission is to empower publishers with technology. The Google News Initiative actually funded us for developing a technology that would empower the whole news ecosystem. That is a dynamically metered paywall to allow publishers to present a different kind of subscription model to their users.
The best thing we could do is collaborate as much as we can, whenever we find an idea to work together towards.
La collaboration entre les médias est un point essentiel pour nous de la réussite et du développement d'un secteur médiatique prospère et d'un journalisme de qualité.
Collaboration surfaces problems that are relevant across regions and across different countries and allows partners to then work together to improve each other's ideas. And since 2015, Google has worked with and trained over 90,000 journalists in Europe alone.
Well, the news landscape is in constant flux and is increasingly more complex and challenging to work within journalism. Europe is not an exception. Our aim is to build resilience into European journalism. We provide training, events, grants, and more to create an enabling environment for journalists. We work in programs like the GNI Fellowship that help connect journalists and newsrooms and provide an entrance door to young talent. The access to quality news is essential to maintain a well-informed citizenship. The fight against misinformation is going to continue, and the production of fact-based news and data can help prevent that.
Wie ist das Medienverhalten der Öffentlichkeit? Auch da sehen wir, dass in der Gesellschaft, ja, sagen wir mal, häufig Medienkompetenz fehlt. Wir erkennen das daran, weil Menschen mit den einfachsten Tricks, mit den einfachsten Manipulationen schon in die Irre geführt werden.
Fact-checkers are kind of like the first responders onto an information incident. Google's GNI fund has been incredibly important to Full Fact. It actually was the fund that funded us to go from a prototype to a product. So without it, our tech work really wouldn't exist at all. With all the will in the world, we can't fact check everything. We're, believe it or not, only 35 people. Previously, we used to all flick through newspapers and go onto different websites and pull out the claims that we thought were important. Now we have a system that actually scans through millions of sentences that are published each day, and then it brings the millions down to thousands of claims. That gives us a level of specificity that we couldn't have otherwise.
Da sehen wir ganz eindeutig, dass jetzt im Jahr auch 2021 Dinge wie Faktencheck und die Bekämpfung von Desinformation eigentlich nur in Teamarbeit funktionieren.
It's really important that we protect the integrity of news because misinformation can really hurt communities, it can hurt democracy, it can hurt our lives.
Muszáj, hogy legyenek szereplők, akik megszűrik az információkat, akik azt mondják, hogy figyelj, itt van 1 millió dolog, de az 1 millió dologból abból itt van ez a 10 az, ami most fontos. 444-et azt 2013-ban kezdtük el, akkor 12 újságíró dolgozott itt, és körülbelül azt szerettük volna, hogy legyen egy valóban független olyan újság, ami befolyástól mentesen működhet Magyarországon, ahol az újságírók meg a szerkesztők. A Google támogatása tette lehetővé, hogy építsünk egy olyan infrastruktúrát, amit később ezerféleképpen tudtunk használni, amikor az olvasói finanszírozás felé mozdultunk. Ez nem csak alapfüggetlenségét és a fenntarthatóságát, hanem a növekedését is biztosította.
Innovation has arrived from really unexpected places and from anywhere and everywhere. And the opportunity with the GNI initiatives is to allow these ideas to surface.
News and reporters and journalism are meant to be almost a safeguard for society.
I couldn't imagine 10 years ago launching a media owned by journalists. We've never been more empowered.
Az újságoknak is bízniuk kell az olvasóikban, és építeniük kell rá.
Big ups to you and continue empowering our community.
The challenges are diverse to stay connected, to stay producing quality journalism, and therefore we can't do this by ourselves.
Google is very privileged to continue to play its part in bringing out these innovative ideas as the industry keeps transforming.